the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. 'Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions.
A very good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us on Fair Play. Fair Play is that program that comes to you every Monday, 12:30 to 1 p.m. and we bring to you everything sports. My name is Dianime Uko. I'm not going to be doing this alone. As always, I have my fellow, a jolly man, my friend, my compatriot, John Paul Alumona. And together we'll be doing justice to all of the sporting activities that did happen over the weekend. So much to talk about. For Nigerians, it's a sweet bitter experience, a sweet bitter pill in their mouths. On one hand, they are very happy that the D Tigers are doing us well. On the other hand, it's a bitter experience given what the Chanigos have made us face in the last how many college weeks. Like I did say, they should not come back to Nigeria. If they come back to Nigeria, we will not open the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium for them. Let me now allow my friend John Paul Alumona to also say hello to you, so we get talking. Good afternoon, John Paul. Good to have you.
Good afternoon, Daddy Man. Good afternoon, our viewers, and welcome to the program. As Daddy Man has stated, for the Chanigos is not a sweet one at all, as we had the worst outing in a couple of years, and even though they have a game against DR Congo, which is just for formality because they are already out of the competition. But let's just see whether they can redeem themselves by that game.
What redemption are you talking about? Well, let's
because they've lost 1-0 to Senegal, 4-0 to Sudan. Then who knows? The Senegalese, the Congo match, maybe they can frustrate the Congolese and all that. But
to what
that
end?
is it.
To what end?
You know, I don't know, but somehow, the three teams have chances of qualifying to the next round. But if they're able to beat Congo, maybe they may not. It may impede their chances of qualification.
Well,
so
that now puts us again in the situation where Nigerians are always put when we get to this point, where we start carrying our calculators, we start praying.
No. Even if they beat Congo, we can't qualify any longer.
You know, at this point, we're not qualifying, not even as best losers.
Yeah, no, we're just going
the scandalous.
Yeah, it's just for them to win and then they can come home. You know, you've already won that they should come back. But if they get 3 points against Congo, they will land in Lagos.
You're only trying to tell Nigerians that the Super Eagles, the Chan Super Eagles, can defeat Congo, so Congo will not qualify to the next round.
that's my calculation.
Why should you wish Congo?
No, I'm not wishing Congo bad, but what I'm just saying is that it will be nice for them to play 3 games and lose the 3. It will be very shameful. And as you pointed out, many Nigerians are disappointed. You know, some persons are saying because they picked 9 players from Remo Stars alone, leaving Eyimba, leaving the likes of even Ikorodu United has scored around 60 goals in the league. It's not a good one. You know, the blame had been on Eric Chel, but I don't know. Even Ogum Modode, the Remo Stars coach, he came out to defend his boss, saying that he can sink with the Malian.
What were you expecting Daniel to say?
You know,
well, before we get back to discuss this headlong, let us move very quickly to Europe, where the league had commenced over the weekend. We had The league commenced in the English Premier League, the La Liga Santander, that's in Spain, and also in France, the Ligue 1. So we have those 3 leagues commencing over the weekend. And of course, some matches were played. Let's begin with the English Premier League, where some matches were played. The big ones did happen. The biggest one was Manchester United against Arsenal. Well,
I don't know why you are interested in, because is it because my Manchester United?
Because Manchester is your team. Arsenal is my team.
I know. So okay, the results so far in the English Premier League, we had Chelsea playing goalless with Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest, where our own guy is there, Olaino,
and Taiwo Awoniyi.
Yes, defeated Brentford 3-1.
And in Brentford, we also have Frank Onyeka, because
yeah,
he's back
that's
from
a good one,
Osborne.
exactly. Yes. And then Manchester United lost, not only lost 1-0 to Arsenal, it was a narrow because just a 1-0.
Say it
then
again.
Then on a Sunday, we had Aston Villa versus Newcastle United. It ended goalless.
On Saturday.
On Saturday, then Brighton versus Albion, drew 1-1 with Fulham.
Where 2 of our players.
Yes, Iwobi and
Calvin Bassey.
Yes, Calvin Bassey. Then it was Sunderland 3, West Ham United 0. Then Tottenham Hotspur 3, Burnley 0. Wolves 0, Manchester City 4. That was a scandalous loss.
Then the season opener.
The season opener, Liverpool defeated AFC Bournemouth 4-2. That was a good one.
Okay, so for you, which of these games turned up as the biggest surprise? For me, I think it will be Sunderland against West Ham United. Sunderland just coming back from relegation, and they made a very bold statement with 3-0. The only other team that defeated, had a 4-0 win was Manchester City. Liverpool, who are defending champions, that was a very tough game.
And it was a strong statement for them. I know defeating this guy 4-2 is also something showing that they are coming back and they may likely defend the trophy. But for Manchester City, are you saying that it's the initial Graga in the Nigerian Palace or what?
No, not really. If you look at Manchester City,
and they were playing away from home.
Notwithstanding, if you had looked at the markets, they were very busy in the market. So they have acquired the services of a number of players, so that boosted their team, and we had a number of debut goals from some of the new players that came in. So we expect that they have blended together as a team, and of course we begin to see results. Now there are already permutations from pundits as to the teams that may likely finish the top 3. So we have.
I know they will not put Manchester in an order. They lost this thing.
Currently, they're still 15th on the list, so let's keep it there. Yes, they ended 15th last season.
But
the last 2 seasons they were.
No, the league just started now. Calm down. You are being personal here because we're looking at the statistics.
But Manchester United did make some signings. They were also in the market.
Yes.
Of course, some of their players impressed. Unfortunately, they
lost. That was why I said the narrow 1-0 loss. And then Arsenal, just like last season, they started very well. You were even fanning yourself, and most of you were celebrating that Arsenal would leave the league. But remember, even before the other Pope died, and even the present world, they have not won any trophy. So you can imagine, apart from those FA Cup and all that kind of one got them won and all that. So I'm happy for the Arsenal fans and even the players and all that. It's good to start that way. Although I didn't expect them to start with Manchester United, but all the same, that's football for you. Well, it's either you lose or you draw.
Today there will also be a match. That will be Leeds against Everton, Monday Night Football. And there is no longer any boring weekend. That's the truth. For those of us who follow football, it used to be quite boring because until maybe the Club World Cup came in, some of us, we had maybe some other tournaments to while away time with. But the English Premier League is back, like I did say. The La Liga is also back. So let us look at the games that were played in the La Liga. We had Celta Vigo losing at home to Getafe, and we have our own Uche, one of our players there in Getafe, scoring an emerging man of the match in that particular one. We had Atletico Club defeating Sevilla by 3-2. We also had Espanyol defeating Atletico de Madrid by 2-1. We had Mallorca losing at home to the defending champions Barcelona. Alaves defeating Levante by 2-1. Valencia, Real Sociedad, it was 1-1. While Girona lost at home to Rayo Vallecano. Then Villarreal, the Yellow Submarines, where we have at some point in his career, Chukwueze, playing his trade there before he moved to AC Milan. That team did defeat Real Oviedo 2-0. For me, that was the game of the La Liga. Reason for me is we had this Santiago Santi Cazorla, who at some point played for Arsenal.
Sure.
So he had one very bad injury, one injury that threatened his career. So he went back, treated himself for, I think for over 2 years he was outside the game.
Sideline.
Now he returned and he had to go back to his boyhood club, this Real Oviedo. At the point they were in the 4th tier league. Yeah. When he returned. Now he helped the team to the 3rd tier league, to the 2nd tier league, and finally they're in the La Liga. So for me, that was the biggest game. That was the game of the weekend in the La Liga. Which was the game of the weekend for you?
For me, I love to win. I would say Barca, Mallorca. You know, that 3-0 thrashing is something.
Emphatic.
It's a statement. You know, telling other teams in that league that they are not playing, and definitely they may likely leave the trophy again.
There's Real Madrid.
It's too early.
There's Real Madrid.
Yes,
there's also Atletico
Real
Madrid.
They were there when they won, so they will still be there when they won.
And they've also boosted their team. They've also made a number of signings.
But you know, Real Madrid, they are not like the one we used to know. You know, I think if you watch their matches last season,
and of course in the Club World Cup.
Exactly. Yes. So that quality is no longer there. But since they beefed up their team, I believe we also see a good challenge from them. Though this particular league is not as competitive as English Premier League, because in La Liga you may
it's usually a two-horse race.
Real Madrid and Barca, but in English Premier League, any team can actually threaten.
Barcelona made the acquisition of one very important player and Englishman, talking about Marcus Rashford,
yes,
who had a very tough time in Manchester United last season. And he came in, he scored a number of goals in the pre-season.
Sure.
And of course, he has blended with the team very well. He came in that game on Saturday, and he really did make a statement. Yes, he did not score a goal, but he gave some assists. And of course, he has integrated seriously into that team. Now, I'm saying this to say that before now, we never used to have English players leave the shores of England.
They are always too comfortable in the English.
But we've seen a number of the English players now leave. Currently, as we speak, Jordan Sancho had moved out of England. Jude Bellingham, who now plays for Real Madrid, left England. We now also have Marcus Rashford, who has left England. A number of other players too from English.
He's a good one because normally you used to just see African players migrating, and then the English player, they're always comfortable because they have the support of the media. In the English media, they have a way of hyping their own players and everything. But now this is a mixture. It's a good one. It's good. Let them move. Let the Spanish not come. Let the South Americans come, and we'll have some fairness even in the judgment of who becomes the best in the world and all that. It will be a nice one.
But when will we have Europeans come to play football in Africa?
In which stadium?
In Morocco.
Why are you mentioning Morocco?
In South Africa.
You would have just said maybe at the cathedral in Enugu, or maybe because apart from Gospel Private Stadium, Gospel Stadium, not that reasonable stadium around. I mean, of that standard.
We've had Brazilians. We've had a Brazilian play football in Akwa United.
Stadium. No.
In Akwa United, yes.
How?
We've had a Brazilian.
Okay, a Brazilian. No,
yes,
no.
We've had a Brazilian play football in Akwa United.
I remember now. The one that I brought by Everton now.
Beautiful, that was brought in by Everton.
Everton.
We've also had some in South Africa. In South Africa, we've had some Europeans play there. Just that the names are not very conspicuous.
And I wanted to tell you that some of these players are not just very good. They are just maybe low-class players, permit my choice of words. They are not highly rated players that I can say, okay, you know this name and all that. Do you get? For the fact that somebody comes and say I'm a Brazilian, they may just be Caribbeans, you know, and then they come to play and all that. So I know within Africa, we have, even up to now, we have some Ghanaians, Senegalese, and Cameroonians.
Yeah, Chadians.
Good. In this, even those from Togolese.
No,
they also
we still have
even Remo Stars recently signed a goalkeeper from one of these African countries.
We still have there's this goalkeeper that is currently still in Akwa United who makes the Ghanaian national team.
No, Cameroonian.
Yeah, the Cameroonian national team. Yes,
yeah, that's I think fella.
Yeah, Jenefala, who is second to Andre Onana.
Yes.
So
yes.
It just still means that, well, the African League is still growing. I'm saying this because
but are we intentional in growing it?
No,
because since we were young, the league have been growing, and now we've not considered 4 goals in CHAN, and we are growing.
JP, hold your thoughts. The CHAN Eagles. Okay. That's why I was bringing that conversation because I needed us to narrow down this conversation to what exactly we're seeing in the CHAN Eagles.
Okay, no problem.
You know, Africans have moved to Europe, have moved to every other part of the world, and has helped. I mean, these players have helped them develop their leagues.
Sure.
And what we see in the Club World Cup, top notch quality football, quality organization. Then we come back to Africa and we have what is supposed to be like the Club World Cup. That's the CHAN tournament where we have the CHAN Eagles. That's players from the home base go to make that tournament. How really have we fared in Africa? Because I know you would narrow down this conversation to Nigeria, where of course a bulk of the players we have in the CHAN Eagles are from Remo Stars, who were of course champions of the last NPFL. How good are our leagues, our teams? How organized have we been in Africa? Because you look at all of this and it boils down to what quality of players, what quality of coaches, what quality of the tournaments they play in. How good are we at this point? Begin from home, then you go to other countries.
Okay, the point is this. Normally, you know, CHAN Eagles, CHAN competition proper is for players good that apply their trade in the country. Meaning that a Nigerian playing in Cameroon is not qualified to play in the CHAN.
Yes.
Good. So now, based on the quality we have in the league, we know that the league, that's just what I was trying to tell you, that if we can concede 4 goals against a lowly rated Sudan, a war-torn country. No, I know the Sudanese league. That's what you want to tell me.
Yes,
I know
they pay in dollars.
Good.
And Nigerians pray to go and play there.
Wait, I know that the Sudanese league is better than our league, no doubt. In fact, all those North African leagues are better than ours. But the point is, we've not had it bad until this moment. For instance, if we are going for CHAN competition that we've not gone since 2018 or 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Now we were able to qualify. As we're now qualified, a coach, Richelle, the head coach, and Daniel Ogumodede,
yes,
they had the courage to pick 9 good players from Remo Stars, just because they won the Nigerian League for the first time. Yes, that was amazing. Even though they were very close in the last 2 seasons or so. We've
seen very steady
consistency
growth
in them. But when you're talking about the best in Nigeria, even though our league may not be the best, but in all fairness, we need to pick the best across board. Like, let's say first 6 teams or first 7 teams, as the case may be, because a team like Ikorodu United that scored 60 goals last season, even though they didn't win, Remo Stars, I think they scored 36 or so goals in
just that they really didn't concede.
Do you understand? Just that they had a good defense. Ordinarily, you would have picked some, maybe 4 defenders or maybe 2 defenders and 2 midfielders from Remo Stars. Go to Enyimba, go to Rivers United, go to maybe Rangers International, and some other good teams in Nigeria, and pick the best from there.
But just if you ask me, this was supposed to be a plus to the Nigerian team, given that these boys play together.
I understand.
And are supposed to have blended and then given us results.
I thought you even wanted to remind me that Mamelodi Sundowns, they carried the Z7 to the last.
Apart from Mamelodi Sundowns, we've seen cases where the Spanish national team will take Barcelona and Real Madrid.
I know, so, but in Nigeria, looking at the quality we have, you know that Remo Stars is not good enough to represent Nigeria. I mean, as a national team. In all fairness, the coach would have been, So
who are you blaming? The coach?
I'm blaming the coach.
Or the players?
No, I'm not blaming the players. No, I'm not blaming the players, because Nemo had corn, not habit, as they say in Latin. You cannot give what you don't have. You carry an average player to go and compete against the Sudanese. You just mentioned Ahilal and all those good players. In fact, one of the Sudanese were even mocking our players that they were so slow, and you saw it. They will pass ball. You want the ball to come to you. Something that even someone that is in the primary school knows what to do. That immediately your teammate is running, you are running, and once they pass the ball, you pick. You are waiting for the ball to hit you.
To get to you.
Yes, to get to you. And then the one that scored 1 goal, Ordinarily, I don't blame him because it can happen in football. If you play football, it's possible. But consistently, he scored an own goal, and then he was the one that allowed that goal against Senegal. The only goal Senegal scored, he allowed that same defender. He came to the second game, and the coach still played him. Doesn't mean that there's not that player that, or a defender that maybe in a good frame of mind to play in the second game. You still played him in the second game. The first 20 minutes he considered that own goal
very
woefully, and then he still allowed him, and he considered the penalty, and we were technically out. After that 2 goals, our players, they were demoralized and everything, and the goals kept coming, and then it was so disgraceful and shameful. So I'm saying that I am blaming the coach squarely, and then some of the players, I don't want to say lazy, but not too good players. Those ones, they are not the best as far as I'm concerned. So now I'm saying that this is just a reflection of the league. The league is not good. It's just our Nigerian situation. When something happens, we'll start condemning without looking at the root of it. Pick the best from the league. Let's see their performance. It was really not nice.
We will not have all of the day to discuss all of this because time is not on our side. But since we now have we've talked about the
ugly one.
The ugly one, the one that did
so that at least
a bitter
so that we can smile.
In the mouth of Nigerians. Let us also bring you to the positive side. Yes, some positive things really did happen, and that was from the D Tigers. Recall that the D Tigers had made us proud, came back
and became
and of course apart from becoming OONs, they became millionaires.
Sure.
Courtesy of the federal government of Nigeria, they now own houses in choice locations in Abuja. So the boys also want to replicate that. 100 over 100 in the group stages, like we already have here. They defeated Madagascar by 77 to 66. Defeated the defending champions Tunisia by 86 to 66. And of course took time to clean up Cameroon, a very tough side. Very tough side as long as basketball is concerned in Africa. So they defeated them by 101 to 99. While we're talking, we can just put up the clip there on the screen for our people to see. It was actually a ding-dong affair. It was not one-sided, but at the end of the day, we got the win.
It's a good one, just like the female Tigers, as they've done, they made us proud. Then the guys also, these guys are determined, and just like what I pointed out last time, they were like the Tigers. This team is made up of mostly foreign US
students who are schooling in the US.
Yes, so
and also doing sports.
Good, and then some of them were even born there. So it's a good one, and I like the commitment. When you just like this Chan team we're talking about, they lost woefully, and you didn't even see any fighting spirit. You understand? So you didn't even see that, I'm losing, let me push, let me make it for. Let it be that you tried, but you couldn't make it. These guys, from the onset of this game, they were intentional, they were determined, and they continued. And that's what we are talking about. We talk about Nigerian spirit. Nigerian spirit never say that. You don't give up. You're supposed to continue fighting. Okay, look at the Super Falcons now against Egypt, right? Against Morocco. They considered 2 goals, then came back. They didn't give up. They continue pushing. So that is exactly what the Tigers have demonstrated. It's a wonderful one, and you are happy as a Nigerian, and I'm also happy. So it's good one. We need to learn from them and encourage them.
I'm happy that they've taken one obstacle off their way, and that is Tunisia, the defending champions. But they have a number of other obstacles. Angola, another powerhouse in basketball in the continent.
Very good.
Egypt, another powerhouse in basketball on the continent. Mali, another powerhouse in basketball in the continent. Currently, the D Tigers are in the quarterfinals. That's to say the last 8. So they will now have to take on one to qualify for the semi-finals, then defeat that one to make it to the final. So there's a likelihood that we may meet either of Angola, Egypt, or Mali. Now, these are guys that, it's been a ding-dong affair. They've
prefer Mali.
They've defeated them. So on the scale, head-to-head, it will be 50-50.
It will be.
So where should you think that the pendulum will swing?
Good. Yeah, I think as we are counting it, taking it one after the other. I just hope we can take on Mali. If we can defeat Mali, then it will be a good one for us. Just as I said, if they can defeat the defending champions, Mali, let them even bring on Angola. We'll still beat them, yes. Because for you to become a champion, you must beat champion, and you must demonstrate the character of a
Of a
winner,
champion.
of a champion, as the case may be. So that is it. For me, I'm optimistic, and I believe that these guys will not.
Well, this is the current standing. This is what the table looks like. In Group B, we have Nigeria, we have Cameroon, Tunisia, and Madagascar. Then the others, Cote d'Ivoire, Angola, and Egypt. So we're looking forward to having Nigeria defeat all of these ones. And it is on these notes that we will want to say thank you so much for being a part of our program this afternoon. By next Monday, we will bring you up to speed with what with what they've done.
Whether they will be OON and millionaires for that. So that is it. It will be a good one to celebrate them and also have them rewarded.
So we do this again next Monday. Thank you so much for being a part of us today. From John Paul and myself, it is good afternoon.